Hey there everyone, this is Kelly and I'd like to welcome you back to the Honeybee Stamps YouTube channel and day 3 of sneak peeks of our Sunkissed Summer Release. Make sure you check out the description box below for all the information on the release and our upcoming release party. First today I'd like to share the netting cover plate. Now this is A2 size, so 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it cuts a really cool kind of distressed looking beachy net. So whether you're going to use this with some of your stamped beachy images or with lovely layers dies, this is going to be the perfect background for your cards. Now this is the Beach Break cover plate set. Now the base plate or the large plate is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. It's going to cut around the edges. You can use that plate by itself, or you can use the water portion, which is the smaller portion there. It's got lots of embossed detail. It also coordinates along with the Beach Break stencil set that's going to add in the little sandy elements and water elements onto your paper. I'm going to be using this at the end of the video, so I hope you'll stick around for that. And this just creates the perfect backdrop for a lot of our die sets. And I have some pieces that are already cut and I have used the stencils on these so you can get a close-up look. So that is the background piece. You can see the sandy, like the ridges where the tide has gone up and the little seashells in the sand or the little rocky pieces in the sand. And then I've also cut the water piece where the water is kind of waving and rushing up onto the sandy beach. The Beach Break cover plate is going to be a perfect resting spot for our lovely layers Sandpiper. Now there are only 3 dies in this set, so it's super easy to put together, whether you want to cut these layers out of solid colored cardstock or start with white and ink blend, but it's super easy to adhere those layers together and use this on your cards. Now, I'm going to show you what this looks like when you rest your little Sandpiper on the Beach Break cover plate background. With our layering guide here, you can see just how easy that little guy is going to be to put together, and then you can put him with the Beach Break background or maybe with the netting die and some other dies that we have coming up. Now here is a close-up look at that cute little Sandpiper and that fabulous Beach Break background. The next Lovely Layers die set is called At the Beach, and this is the cutest little towel and little beach accessories. There is an umbrella, a little straw tote, a hat, a book, of course. There's flip-flops, cute little glasses, and maybe sunscreen or suntan lotion. And this is another great die set where you can have your little beach set up right there on the sandy portion of the Beach Break background. I'm going to be using this die set as well at the end of the video, so I hope you'll stick around for how I cut that and ink blend it and then rest it on that cool background. There is a layering guide that goes with the Lovely Layers at the Beach dies, so you can see all of the little portions that can be layered together. There are color suggestions, and this just creates the most cute summertime card. Now the Lovely Layers small seashells are the perfect addition to your summertime die collection. Some of these are going to layer together and some are just single dies. You're going to get that great embossed detail when you run these through your die machine. These seashells pair well with the Beach Break background, but also with that great netting cover plate die. And there are just so many other die sets that you can use these with. Of course, there is a layering guide that's going to go with the Lovely Layers small seashells. You can see here all those little seashells that layer together and then the single ones there above. They're also the perfect little seashells to coordinate with the sweet little Sandpiper. And whether we're going to the lake or the beach or maybe the river, we can't leave home without the cooler full of goodies. So this is the Lovely Layers cooler, and you can create your little cooler with the lid up You can see the ice and the little bottles and cans in there, or you can have a cooler with the lid down or closed. Now here is a graphic that shows what that little cooler looks like on an A2 size card base. You can see the open cooler there in the little card portion, and then the closed cooler down below, along with all the little bits and pieces to create this lovely layers cooler there to the right. The rest and relaxation sentiment set is going to be the perfect little touch to finish off your cards. We have home is where the beach is, seize the day, salt in the air, sand in your hair. Take time to chill, take time to relax, love you to the lake and back, or love you to the beach and back, love you to the river and back. So we've got everything added in there. Greetings from paradise, toes in the sand, drink in the hand, perfect with the cooler. See you at the beach, feeling salty, let's hang 10, and many more. Now there is the coordinating die set that goes along with this. You can see all of these great sentiments stamped out here. You can use those coordinating dies to cut out all those sentiments and add them to any of your summertime cards. Next is the Bold Backgrounds Plumeria. Now it was designed for A2 size card makers, so we have that base design that has the stems and the leaves and things, and then the separate pieces are what are going to cut out those very detailed leaves and all of the Plumeria florals. Now let's take a look at the layering guide for the Bold Backgrounds Plumeria. You can see one built there in the top left-hand corner, and then it's going to show you how to add all the little pieces onto that background to create an amazing floral design. So here is a card made with the Bold Background Plumeria. You can see the wonderful pink Plumeria, the details in all those leaves, and then she's added the Paradise Found sentiment. Now, speaking of Plumeria, Kelly Taylor has designed the most beautiful Plumeria stamp set. Now, it's got 3 groupings of Plumeria, it's got extra leaves and some great sentiments like aloha, hello, hi, and hey. There's also a coordinating die set, so it's going to cut out every one of the Plumeria images that Kelly has drawn, plus all of the great sentiments. Now, if you like stencils like I do to help you color in your images, there is a 6-piece stencil set that's going to help you color all of Kelly's wonderful, beautiful Paradise Plumeria. Okay, it's time to create a card with some of today's products. I'm going to be using the Beach Break background. That one is a tongue twister for me. And I'm also going to use the At the Beach Lovely Layers dies, and I'm going to start out by building the background first. So I have cut the sandy portion of my beach out of some really light tan paper, and I'm going to use those layering stencils to lay over the top to add the little wavy portions where it looks like the tide has risen up and made those little waves in the sand. And then also there's some little spots in the sand, whether you want to have those as little stones or seashells. Here I've zoomed in so we can take a look at that, and I love this design that is pressed into the paper. You could almost use it just as is. It's so pretty pressed into the paper with how that is embossed. Now, I am using both the little sandy die or the background die plus the water portion, and so I wasn't too concerned about getting that brown ink down into the water section of that background piece. Now, if you're doing it as all one layer, you're going to be a lot more careful about where the brown goes. I knew that I was going to layer this blue piece of cardstock over the top, so I wasn't real concerned about being super careful with my ink. So I'm placing the stencils again over that baby blue cardstock, and I am just brushing on different colors of turquoise ink. And I've started with the baby blue, so I'm kind of getting a mix of both the kind of turquoisey blue colors plus the baby blue of the cardstock that I started out with. Now I'm going to add some little foamy bubbles to my beach break waves with a Versamark watermark pen and some Wow white puff embossing powder. So when this goes on, and I'm just messily drawing this watermark ink onto some of those little bubbly portions there on the water portion. And now I'm going to use that Wow embossing powder to pour over the top. And once this is heat set, it's going to give us the illusion or the look of those beachy bubbles that kind of wash up on the shore. So once I have this first layer of embossing powder heat set and kind of all puffed up, any portions that I'm not happy with, I can go back in with that Versamark pen, add a little bit more of that sticky ink, and then again, just dip it into that puffy embossing powder and then reheat set the whole thing again. So I'm going in with any little pieces that I may have missed, and you can see I'm just dunking it back into that embossing powder, and then I'm going to heat set it again and let that embossing powder do its job by kind of giving it a puffy look. So this is fun, whether you're going to use it for like beachy things like this, or maybe you have projects that you like to do like snow and things like that. That Wow white puff embossing powder is a really cool one to have in your crafty stash. Okay, now I have my pieces cut for the At the Beach die set, or that lovely layers set. I'm going to start out with our little straw beach bag, and I am messily blending on different colors of brown, and I kind of layer my layers over the top of one another to make sure that I'm happy with how everything looks, and if so, I just move on to the next die cut. So I have my little layering straw hat, and I layered those together, made the underside a little bit lighter than the top. I have a little pink towel and a turquoise ribbon and bow that's going to go across the brim of my hat. And I can pick those up, make sure I'm all happy with that. And then we have the cute little book. I am doing the underside in a dark charcoal gray, and then the pages of the book that has little embossed lines on it, like the text in a book. I can make sure that that is all good. I'm going to do little tan flip-flops with white straps. I'm going to do pink sunglasses, of course, and then a teal top to my suntan lotion and a yellow bottle. And then I'm poking out the lenses to my sunglasses and doing those in black soot. And once I get everything all inked up, I am ready to put all of these layers together. I'm going to start out with the cute little beach umbrella, add some little dots of glue, and then I can just line that up and set it down. And then that little turquoise dot is the top of the umbrella. It's going to fit right there in the center, and then that is all ready to go. I'm going to pull out the frames to my cute little beachy sunglasses and add the lenses into their spots. Super easy to do. And then I can set the little sunglasses aside. Those are so adorable. Next, let's put together the little sunscreen or suntan lotion bottle. Next is the cute little book. So cute. I'm going to make sure that all is lined up before I set it to the side. I have my little sun hat or my beach hat. I can add my little layering ribbon and the bow. And I'm going to grab the top part of the bow and then layer it right over the top. And then last but not least, I'm going to put together the little tan flip-flops with the white strap. So cute. And then after I get all of these little pieces layered up and ready to go, I'm ready to move on to building my card with this lovely layers at the beach set. I'm going to peel up my sticky mat and adhere my foamy water to the bottom portion of that beach break background. Once I get that down, I can set my little turquoise towel where I want it to go. And then I'm going to start with the umbrella. Now, some of these pieces I adhered just with liquid adhesive so they would be flat to that paper. And then some of them I am popping up. I love the dimension and the shadow it gives, and it allows me to rest other things inside of the others. Just like this little beach towel inside of the beach tote, and my little suntan lotion is going to slip right down inside there. Now I can add my little hat. I added a foam dot to that so I could pop it up and rest it over the top of other items. Just a little bit of liquid adhesive for the cute little flip-flops. And I can rest my cute little book open to the correct page there, and then the cute little sunglasses. Now all this little beachy card needs is a great sentiment. So I've taken the rest and relaxation sentiment set, and I'm going to stamp this beach please sentiment, and that's going to be the perfect addition to this cute little beachy card. Once I have it stamped and dried, I love to dry the ink before I go right into die cutting. I can use those coordinating dies and cut that out. And now I can decide where I want that to rest on my finished background. Just add some liquid adhesive, and I'm going to put that beach break background right on the same kind of sandy colored cardstock. Make sure that it's all lined up and adhered. I'm going to hold that down and let that liquid adhesive do its job. And now I can take some of the same liquid adhesive, and then I'm going to place that beach please sentiment down there towards the water portion of the card. So I'm going to use my tweezers and place that down. And then once that glue sets up, this beachy card is all ready to go. So here is a close-up look at the finished card. I hope you've enjoyed all of today's beachy summertime items as much as I have. Make sure you check out the description box below for all of our release information. And join me tomorrow for our last day of sneak peeks into the Sunkissed Summer Release. Bye-bye!